In fact, the Ministry of External Affairs has now come out and issued a statement. India has gone on to very, very strongly condemn what the stance really that the Canadian government is trying to put forth. The MEA statement reads, and I quote, "We have seen the statement by the government of Canada regarding diplomatic presence in India. We reject any attempts to portray the implementation of parity as a violation of international norms." Very strong words there being used by New Delhi to go on to show that the image that is being portrayed by the Canadian government as to they have been wronged and that India was the one who violated norms. There is nothing to that extent. It was only parity in terms of diplomatic rank and strength that India sought, out of which the request was made to ensure that 41 of these diplomats returned to their home country. Siddhant, my colleague, now joining us, getting us more details. Yes, Siddhant.
Well, yes, hello. Can you hear me, Poonam? Hello.
Siddhant, go ahead.
Hello, Poonam. Yes, Poonam. So this morning, perhaps when we heard that press conference of Foreign Minister of Canada, she said that Canada is withdrawing 41 diplomats and 42 dependents, given the demand from the Indian government. And since Indian government will remove their diplomatic immunity, it would be endangering their lives continuing them in India. In fact, she went on to call it a violation of Vienna Convention on diplomatic relations. Now, Poonam, going by the statement that has been issued by MEA India, Ministry of External Affairs India, now they have issued a statement, and perhaps they have again reiterated that the state of bilateral relations, the much higher number of Canadian diplomats in India, and the continued interference in our internal affairs warrant a parity in mutual diplomatic presence in New Delhi and Ottawa. Now, MEA India again reiterates the continued interference that the diplomatic missions of Canada have been making in the internal matters of India. In fact, MEA India also cites Article 11.1 of the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations, which perhaps talks about that if in case there is no special agreement between the two countries, the receiving state may require that the size of a mission be kept within limits considered by it to be reasonable and normal, and this can be done as per the needs of the receiving state. So this is a provision in the Article 11.1 of a Vienna Convention. So there are two important takeaways. One, Indian government has asked for a parity, and now Canada has perhaps accepted and withdrawn the diplomats. Second, Indian government's position is still the same, that the Canadian diplomats were interfering in the internal matters of the country. If you remember, their head of the intelligence wing was also sent back. And the third and the most important one, that this is a rare situation. It's not a regular situation, and both countries doesn't enjoy the same relations that they used to enjoy before. And this is the reason that Article 11.1, under Article 11.1, this particular demand was raised by India for a parity between the two countries as far as the strength of diplomatic mission is concerned. So,
yes.
Once again, Poonam, we were expecting that de-escalation has started, since there was nothing happening from both sides.
Sure.
There were no statements coming in, but it looks like that there is a status quo as far as this diplomatic standoff is concerned. And there
Absolutely,
is no
and India has set the tone
yes.
very, very clear that this is just Canada trying to portray themselves as the victims here and now accusing India once again without absolutely no proof. It was in fact the Canadian Foreign Minister who came out and said that India was unethically removing diplomatic immunity and was declaring some of their staff members here as and taking off their diplomatic immunity, but that's not true. It's all about parity in rank and strength is what India's clear stand has been. Stay on.